you one thing, if a little green man pops out of me, I'm shooting first and asking questions later.
You are on the verge of destroying the entire universe.
Welcome to the Strange Podcast with Sam and Logan.
If you enjoy the show, please go to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you're listening, and please give us a good rating. If you want to share a story or have ideas for a future episode, you're welcome to visit us at www.thestrangepodcast.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Welcome to The Strange Podcast. This is episode 49, and I'm Logan Marks.
And I'm Sam Baxter. Today's September 28th, 2018.
I heard you were sick today.
Yeah, I was sick all week, man. Yeah, that's why we were a day late, because I sucked. I was
You
pretty
couldn't suck it up and...
No, I was a big pussy this week. I was sick. My voice was all fucked up. I was all congested. You know, all that goodness, gracious, great balls of fucking fire up your ass. It sucked.
Oh, man, fire up your ass. That
Yeah.
doesn't sound good.
No, none of it was good. I might as well have had fire up my ass, because this shit sucked.
Sounds more like hemorrhoids than it does
Oh, yeah.
sickness.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what the doctor told me, and I don't know why I keep ignoring him. I kept telling him, no, doc, you don't know what you're talking about. I can self-diagnose. I got WebMD at home.
WebMD,
I know more than you. You know those 8 years, 12 years of college? You fucking wasted your time, pal. I know more than you because of WebMD.
That's right.
Have you ever known anybody that's been like that? That's like, no. Like, I know the answer because, you know, I look it up on a website. Online? Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen. I mean, when WebMD was newer, like I would look on there to see because you check your symptoms and stuff.
Sure.
And I would check it out, and it seems like every time, no matter what it was always cancer.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I know.
It's like,
I know.
It's like I said, I got the sniffles, and
I know.
And like my right arm hurts. Oh, it's cancer. It's cancer on here.
Yeah, when I get close to this beautiful woman, my dick gets hard. Cancer.
It's cancer.
Yeah, I know it's cancer. Fucking always get. So, real stiffness in my loins. Cancer.
Cancer.
I know.
Thanks, WebMD.
I know. Don't let anything come out when you're erect. That's cancerous. You'll spread your cancer that way.
Yeah, that's why I never look on there anymore.
I know. I was like, I was sick, so I stayed home from work. 3 days this week. I'm not one of those people that shows up to work sick.
All sick, all coughing all over.
No, I don't do that, man. First of all, I don't feel good. Second of all, it's bad to the other people, right? You're just sharing your germs. So I don't do that. But on the fourth day, I'm on congested. Today's the fifth day, and I got a lot of congestion still coming out, right? But I showed up to work, and I've brought up his name before, and he's gonna be all pissed. But T. Roy Bolt Lumber from work. Man,
that guy again.
Yeah, that guy again, man. T. Roy was all giving me his WebMD, telling me about how I'm fucking spreading, everything. I'm spreading like AIDS to everybody, and like I'm sick because I'm blowing my nose. So he's like, "Oh, you're fucking sick. You're gonna get everybody sick," and he's all freaking out. It's like, Bolt Lumber, shut the fuck up.
Nobody wants to hear shit about Bolt Lumber.
I know, but no, Bolt Lumber's a good guy. He's just he gets sick a lot, so I understand how he's kind of freaking out. But I wasn't contagious. I'm not like that. I don't try and share my germs with other people. So
I do. I make sure everybody gets
sick. I'm coughing. I'm coughing in their faces. I know.
I wipe my hands on their sleeves and shirts and walk by them.
Yeah, you're a good guy. You're a hell of an employee.
Yeah.
Employee of the month for Logan Marks.
So with all that free time, did you get a chance to go see Predator then? You take your kids and
yeah, free time. Laying in bed trying to breathe, that's free time.
Yeah, working.
Yeah, you're right. I wasn't working, but I was all fucked up, man.
You don't have to work while you're in the theater. You just sit there and watch the movie.
If I'm sitting in there in the dark like that, I'm not gonna pay. I'll do that at home, all right? I'm not gonna pay no fucking $14 to sit in the theater and feel like shit. I can't even taste anything because I can't smell. So
scaring people because they think the Predator's behind them.
I know. No, man.
Is that the Predator?
I do want to see it. I do really want to go see it. So hopefully I'll get to maybe this weekend or next week before it leaves the theaters. But I do want to see it though. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm mostly not watching it out of spite because this one of the guys at work, he keeps telling me like, "Oh, you should go watch it." I'm like, "Yeah, I was gonna go, but I haven't had time." The first weekend I was gonna go, but I didn't have a chance to go. And then he kept asking me, "Did you watch it?" I was like, "No, I haven't seen it yet." And he was getting all mad because he wants me to watch it so we could talk about it.
Oh,
and so like the next week it came by and he was like, "Did you watch it?" I was like, "I'm not gonna watch it now because you keep bothering me about it. Every time we can talk to you."
Yeah. Look, asshole, I'll watch it when you give me the money to go pay for the ticket. Until
Yeah,
that
and I was
happens,
like,
I ain't seen it.
And I was told, I was like, you know what? What I'm gonna do is gonna wait until it gets on
Redbox
online. And I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the black market version of it.
Yeah.
He was getting all mad. You know that people use it.
Yeah, people. Yeah, you take it away from people's livelihoods. Shut up.
He was getting all mad and offended.
Yeah,
I
know.
That's the only way I'm gonna watch it now.
Yeah, he's all acting like he gets paid by the studios or something.
And I was like, I'll watch it on there, and if it's good enough, I'll go to the theater and watch it. But if it's not, then I gotta burn my money on it.
Yeah, those where you live, those bootlegs come out pretty quick, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. My sister likes to go buy them.
So does my dad.
Because they're like $5 a pop.
Yeah, that's my dad's price.
I was like, and I was like, it's like, why would you pay $5 when you still watch it online for free?
But
some people are.
It's in the theater though right now, right?
Yeah, but like,
usually if you can download it like a torrent.
No, because they have a bunch of websites you can go to.
Oh, I gotcha.
You can watch it.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, is it that same quality though? Do you think it's same quality?
It's pretty much the same quality.
I gotcha. So you just gotta find the site. So some people, I don't think they're savvy enough to find those sites.
Yeah, that's true.
I know my dad's not, so I know he's not gonna search around for those. He'll just go and buy the disc for $5 and he'll be happy.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not gonna find that. He doesn't have fast internet either, so for those, I get that. I don't know what your sister's deal is, but my dad.
Yeah, well, they don't have fast internet either.
Yeah.
I think that's why she does it.
And again, some people don't want to waste their time looking for that stuff. It's easier just to go there and buy it, and you have it. And if it sucks, you only paid $5.
That's true. That's true.
You're not really.
But I'm thinking, like, you're paying $5, you might as well just go to the theater and watch it.
Well, yeah, but the theater prices are kind of spending, don't you think?
I guess I don't know. I only go to the theater if it's something I really want to watch.
Exactly. Or something that requires a big screen. That'll look better.
Yeah, with a lot of
special
explosions,
effects, some CGI,
special effects, and
some hardcore nudity. Yeah, you want
there you go.
Big screen.
Yep, you want to get that big, those big boobies in your face.
I bet that's good. I've never seen those, but if I'm sure the theater might show them. Man, you remember watching that like when we were kids? Those movies that like they were always like tons of nudity. Those Spanish movies. Remember that?
Yeah, because your dad ran like that Spanish theater.
Yeah,
right?
he did. Remember that? Like all those movies were just tons of like
it was always like
ladies and stuff.
Yeah, it was always like some dude in a cowboy hat with a big mustache.
Yeah,
and he was always surrounded by like hot ass Mexican chicks.
Yeah, and there was always like some gang of some idiots who want to run him out of town. He's like, nah.
Yeah,
he's like the John Wayne of
like
Mexican films.
Yeah.
Except only one chick, he'd get like 5 pieces of pussy. Remember that? He'd get all these.
Yeah,
ladies,
I know.
Man.
It was like the James Bond with a big mustache.
Yeah, exactly. And he pistol. That's all he had was a pistol. Yeah. Got my problem solver, my revolver. Yeah, those.
I just remember this one where there was a guy. That's all they called him, like Pedro Navaja, which is like Peter Knife.
Yeah.
And that's all he had was a knife, and that's all. I just remember that movie.
Just took out everybody.
Took out everybody with a knife. Yeah. Took out the whole mafia with a knife.
I know. It's unstoppable. This guy, we can't kill him. With that knife, he's immortal.
Dude, he's got a knife, dude. We can't stop him.
Fucking game over, man. Game over.
I'd like to try to watch some of those movies again.
I would watch them. They probably suck really bad, but
they're probably god awful. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But
they were so graphic and everything. Remember? Like
they showed everything. They didn't give a shit back then. You could do all kinds of dumb shit.
Yeah, you could. There was no
nobody get
film ratings.
No social justice warrior getting offended with anything.
No, how dare you? My kid might see that. So what? Fuck off. You should watch this. Go some fucking pair of balls, lady.
No, go.
Yeah, those are the days, huh? Remember all those Chuck Norris movies we'd watch? We were like 6 years old.
Oh man,
fucking all this
Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, man. Wasn't that the good days? Some Enter the Dragon. Remember Enter the Dragon?
Oh, that was one of my favorites. Yeah.
Such a
I
classic.
used to have all those movies on VHS.
Man, VHS. That was. I mean, everybody now is spoiled. You know, they're spoiled with the online stuff, but man, having the library members like, hey, what do you guys want to watch? It's the afternoon, and you just pop it in, and it was good to go. You didn't have a subscription to anything, remember?
Yeah.
All you had was a rental card.
Yeah, I remember like my aunt would have like she had like HBO, and she was like one of the only people I knew that had HBO, and she would always like. She always had like them recorded. They would record off the TV. And so like that's how she'd have a lot of movies. And she would have like 3 or 4 of them because you probably get like 3 or 4 of them on a movie
or on a VHS tape.
VHS tape, yeah.
Yeah, and the tape had the line, so you'd write down the different names of the movies.
Yeah, yeah, she'd write down the names.
You'd have Enter the Dragon.
It's gonna be a good movie night.
Yeah, you'd have Enter the Dragon, When Harry Met Sally, and Predator. Like, what the fuck? Why's Harry Met Sally on with these two?
But you still watched it, and it was still good.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. And then you didn't want to watch Harry Met Sally, so you have to fucking wait like 5 minutes to fast forward, remember? And then you go too far, and you'd be in the last movie. You'd be in like Debbie Does Dallas. Like, oh shit! Yeah, I'm too far. So you have to rewind it. It's fucking static screen. Man,
they like pieces of someone's quinceañera on it because they record.
I know. And you don't want to tell them like, oh shit, you recorded over my fucking video. Like that was gone forever.
Precious memories.
Yeah, it's gone forever.
No, it's got Harry Met Sally on it.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, I remember shit like that would happen. You'd record over something that was like important, like, oh fuck, like you were dead. You were like, oh my god, like my mom's gonna kill me.
Yeah, record over your own birth.
I know. It wasn't even, and the worst part was they never had it marked. It didn't say anything on it. It was just a fucking blank tape.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, oh, it's a blank tape. I'm too stupid, so I'm just gonna go for it and believe it and think that there's nothing on it. Halfway through, yeah, it's fucking the birth of your brother or something, and it's like, oh god, like this is gone forever.
And no one's ever gonna remember this again.
I know, I won't. So,
all right, we probably should get into the strange news then.
Okay, so let's do it.
Do it. All right. Well, we're gonna take a break, and when we get back, we'll do strange news.
It's time for strange news.
$18 million worth of cocaine found in banana boxes donated to a Texas prison.
Is that how they get the cocaine?
I don't know, man. But you know what makes me think of? Remember, like in DuckTales, remember the Beagle Boys? Like the mom would always send like a crowbar in the cake. Remember that? It'd be like something that was all obvious and shit.
It'd be like the Beagle crowbar like coming out of the
it'd be like hanging out of the cake and shit, and they'd give it to the fucking warrant, the cops and everything. They just pass it through. Okay, enjoy your cake, boys. So these people must have thought this was the same type of shit. So nearly $18 million worth of cocaine was found in boxes of bananas that were donated to a prison in Texas on Friday.
Wow.
There was 45 boxes of bananas from Ports of America in Freeport, Texas, were donated by Wayne Scott Unit, a prison about 32 miles north, due to the fruit being already ripe. But when correction officers were unloading the boxes, one of the officers discovered something not quite right. So one of the boxes felt different than the others. This guy says in a statement. They snipped the straps, pulled it free of the box, and opened it up. Under it, a bundle of bananas. He found another bundle. Inside that, what appeared to be a white powdery substance. So it wasn't sugar, boys. So, in all, 540 packages of cocaine went in the banana boxes, with an estimated street value of $17,820,000. That's a lot.
So like somebody donated this, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking bananas, man.
So like, did they go to the guy who donated and say like, your cocaine was in these boxes?
Well, I guess they turn it over to the drug enforcement, the DEA, and they're investigating the incident. But they don't. They're trying to pinpoint like where it came from. But and then they're talking about like remember last year, a few months ago, and remember in Spain there was 57 fake bananas that were smuggled into the country from South America. Remember that we talked about that a few months ago.
Oh yeah.
And like in 2015 in Berlin, Germany, they found 850 pounds of cocaine that were being smuggled inside banana boxes on the way to several Aldi grocery stores around the city.
Dude, I wonder why banana boxes are
I
the
don't
way to
know,
go
man.
now.
I mean, maybe like the smell of bananas throws off the dogs. I don't
Throws
know.
off the dogs?
I have no idea.
Ah.
But it's obviously been happening more than once.
Yeah, well, maybe that's not the way to go because it seems like they get.
Well, now they're
get
getting
easily
caught. I
found.
mean, who knows how many boxes have gotten by in the past,
Oh, that's true.
right? I mean,
Well, they didn't even know if they're donated to a prison. I mean, it's not like,
yeah, it's
they had any idea they were there. It's like that's why they would put them in the prisons unless somebody was like trying to smuggle them in.
yeah,
Like you said, like the
Beagle Boys. Like remember
The
Mama
Beagle
Beagle Boy?
Boys.
Fucking crowbar in there. It was always a perfect weapon for them to get out of prison too, wasn't it?
it was like a file where they filed
Something,
down the
yeah,
bottom.
something stupid like that.
So in the past, we've talked about the like guys, old men who get all crazy with guns and like holding up kids and
Yeah, there's been a
For
few.
noise.
Yeah.
So I got a story kind of like those. So have you've ever get with a friend and you argue about, you hear music and you're like, okay, I know who the artist is, I know the guy who sings this.
Yeah.
And you guys get in kind of an argument with it.
Yeah. Or you try
But,
to
yeah.
try to know who knows something faster than the other one.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of compete, you know. Sure.
So this guy, 71-year-old Roger D. Washburn, he and his friend were arguing over a song that came up, and the guy that he was arguing with said that it was a Bruno Mars song.
Okay.
And Washburn got pissed off. He's like, no, it's not Bruno Mars. And he was arguing to the point like he was getting so mad because basically the other guy had pulled out his phone and proved him wrong.
Sure.
But he was was like, no, it's not it.
So he like pulled out Shazam the app and
Yeah.
he pulled out and
they
like
found,
in no doubt that he was right.
yeah, that he was right, but he still wouldn't take it.
Oh God.
He still wouldn't accept that. So
Oh,
so
great.
he did the logical thing.
Okay.
And so
Okay. What's the logical thing?
so he pulled out a 38 revolver.
Oh shit. Another problem solver revolver.
And pointed at his friend.
He's good, buddy. Okay.
His good buddy, and so then they got into a scuffle there, and he basically pistol whipped him for a little bit, and while they were fighting,
Pistol whipped
pistol whipped him a couple times, but while he was doing that, the gun went off a few times.
Oh shit.
And everybody freaked out, right? And
Yeah.
so the argument, it got a little bit out of hand, and the guy finally realized what was going on. He was like that he had taken it too far.
Oh my God. I am being
So
a
he's
little
like-
too stupid here.
So like, okay, let's all calm down
yeah,
now. You
let's
know?
all calm down.
So
Even though I'm holding the gun.
So so they all go on their own way. He goes home. Everyone's it's over with. But then later on, the people that were witnessing it, they were like so in shock. So a little bit later, they're like, we need to call the cops. This guy just pulled the gun and
This guy's
started
a
firing.
problem, man.
You know?
He's
Yeah,
getting
this guy's
mad
a
over
problem.
a
So they-
song.
Yeah, so they called the cops, and the cops went in and picked him up, and he pretty much said he admitted that he had hit his friend and pulled the 38 revolver on him.
Oh man.
So they took him to Johnson County Jail on suspicion of battery and criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon.
God.
But they still don't know if that's actual if Bruno Mars was the song that
They still
Bruno
don't
Mars'
know.
song
It's
was-
still debatable, huh?
still up for debate.
It's still unknown. One of the mysteries of the unknown. So, the story I got here is, everybody. I mean, I like Halloween coming up. I love Halloween, and the problem that I have with Halloween is it gets overlooked for fucking people looking at Christmas already.
Oh, that drives me crazy.
I hate that,
like,
man.
When they have the Christmas ornaments up and they get like earlier and earlier.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's fucking summer just ended. It's Christmas time. So, right now, there's a new item that's being sold. So, candy canes. Everybody likes them. They're fine. I like them in my
I
hot
love
chocolate.
candy canes.
I like them in my hot chocolate. That's about it though. I don't ever eat them. I know when they made Starburst candy canes, I really like those. I like those other flavors. Because I kind of get tired of the mint ones. But a novelty item company is getting an early start on Christmas with a brand new unusual festival treat. There's a new candy cane called macaroni and cheese.
Well, that sounds. no, I like macaroni and cheese.
I do too.
But I can't picture it as a candy cane flavor.
Nor can I. So they say, quote, macaroni and cheese candy canes are a particular favorite of picky eaters, unquote, the website says. So they're basically saying that, everybody children like mac and cheese. Everybody, even if you don't like it now, you might have liked it in the past, so you might give it another chance, right? It's a comfort food. So now they're saying that mac and cheese is becoming a holiday, a family tradition in many parts of the country. So why not let your holiday candy reflect that? So for a pack of 6 for $4.95, you can get mac and cheese candy canes. They also offer flavors including pickle, bacon, and rotisserie chicken, and shellfish flavored clam D canes.
Oh, I don't know. I would try
clam D canes.
Clam D canes.
Is that like chlamydia canes or what?
I would probably give them a try, but I don't know. I think like if it's the flavor was there, but the texture would be be super wrong.
I know, it's like a hard piece of candy in your mouth.
Yeah, it's like it's.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. The texture doesn't match the flavor.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like it might taste good, but it just wouldn't.
It just wouldn't seem right.
Yeah, it just wouldn't seem right.
So so let me ask you this: either mac and cheese, pickle, bacon, rotisserie chicken, or shellfish flavored. Which one would you try?
I would probably the rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie chicken's good. I like rotisserie chicken.
Yeah. I always like it when you cook chicken and it gets kind of hard.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it gets kind of crispy.
The crispy part. So maybe it would maybe that texture would be closer to crispy.
Oh shit!
Crispy chicken,
Yeah. Nah, maybe. I don't think I would. I don't think I would want the shellfish flavor.
I don't know. That sounds like it'd be really gross.
That sounds really bad, doesn't it?
I'm wondering, is it still gonna be like a sweet, or is it just gonna have like?
I think it's gonna taste like that. Do you remember like Jones sodas? Do you remember drinking those Jones? Like they'd have like green apple.
Oh yeah.
Remember? And I remember like back in the day, they used to have like different flavors. Like this was like early 2000s. And they used to have like turkey and gravy soda. Do you remember those at all? It was like holiday ones. It was like Thanksgiving dinner.
I've never tried them, but I do remember them. Though.
I remember I had a friend buy me some, and I never drank them. There was like
brave enough to do it.
Okay, there was Brussels sprout, wild herb stuffing, turkey and gravy.
That sounds like it'd be the grossest one.
I know. I know. Oh, and cranberry. Cranberry would probably be the only one. Pumpkin pie. There was also pumpkin pie.
I'd probably try pumpkin pie.
I wouldn't. I don't think I would like it. I think I would try the cranberry. I feel like I could.
The cranberry one and the pumpkin pie one, I'd probably try.
I could deal with that because cranberry is like a juice, and you can just drinking it carbonated would be like, that's okay.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't.
I'm not drinking those other fucked up flavors though. So, same with these candy canes. I don't know. I think I would have to, just because bacon's always safe. I might try the bacon one, but I think I would hate it. It might. I would feel like it might be too salty, even though it's probably not.
The bacon would probably be okay.
Yeah, it might not be bad.
Like I said, it's a texture that would probably throw me off.
It would. Well, again, like eating Brussels sprout pop, drinking Brussels sprout pop. I don't know how well that did.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather have the real thing.
Yes.
Not some substitute.
Nope.
Well, it depends. I have a story here about a substitute, but that's for sex robots.
Ooh, what?
So instead of having the real pussy, you can get sex robots now.
Sex robots?
So yeah. So I guess in other countries it's already a thing.
Oh, like in Japan, right?
I think Japan has it. I read some stories in Germany, but I guess in Houston, Texas, there's going to be a sex robot brothel opening up and opening up by this company called Kinky S Dolls.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much like you can go in.
So you can fuck these dolls without a condom? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, so you can go into a room and go at it with one of the dolls, and then they just basically clean them up when you're done, and you're off to the races. But apparently, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like the person who's cleaning these, if they're having a bad day, they might not clean them very well. So
that'd be a shitty job. That's your
yeah,
job.
exactly. I was gonna say,
Clean these dolls.
hey Logan, I heard you got a new job. What are you doing? Oh, I fucking clean cum off of dolls. I'm pulling in 112K a year. Oh shit, maybe I should get a job with that.
I know. Maybe I'll
clean some fucking
messes.
cum off.
Come off of dolls.
Yes. I won't tell anybody. I'll fucking do it. I'll just say I'm an associate.
So basically, in Houston, they're trying to start up a business there, but I guess the city's doesn't want it to be there because they says it's.
They're fighting it.
Yeah, they're basically they're trying to make it sound like it's prostitution, but like it's not prostitution because it's not human being. You know, it's artificial beings. So.
Yeah. So who's resisting it? That's like city council.
Yeah, like the city council and all that. They're trying to keep them from having the business there.
Jeez. So I'm assuming that the business they're planning on they're gonna be making a lot of money.
Oh, I bet they would. I think I heard they charge from 100 to like 250 a session.
So
which I don't know. That seems like a lot of money for a doll. Yeah, for like not even a real person.
So I guess I wonder, like you said, they're robots, right?
They're just like those. Have you ever heard of those real dolls? Like they don't move around or anything. They just kind of, you can put them in positions and do what you want with them, but they look pretty real.
So what's the difference between that and like those blow up dolls? Can't you do that shit with them?
Well, like those, they're like a really good quality, so they actually look and feel real.
Oh, so it might feel like you're fucking a real girl.
Yeah, they just don't have any movement
woman.
or anything. At least that's not what it didn't say anything about them being able to move around or like electronics, but they have like metal bones in them, and you can like move them to whatever position you want.
Interesting. But 250, you said?
That's what I remember some other websites quoting. Like it depends on it depends on what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 100 to 250. Maybe it could go up to like 600 from what I remember.
600.
Maybe you get like, I don't know, 2 at the same time or something.
Yeah, that's fucking worth it.
Depends on whatever fantasy that you're gonna get into. So
I know. You walk in there, can I have 2 men with me, please? That's all stupid.
I'm gonna need some help.
I know.
Need some backup.
That's interesting. I've heard of like them trying to do it with like VR with porn. I've heard of that. Like I had a friend that I worked with, and he was like talking about that. Like if we could figure out how to make VR, like you could really feel in there. Like remember that movie Gamer? Do you remember that movie about 10 years ago? It had that what's his name from Dexter. That main guy from Dexter, and it had Gerard Butler.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that one.
Yeah, it was basically like a whole VR. Like basically, people were putting their bodies into VR, and you were living in a VR in a world. Mm-hmm. So like you could be like some 500-pound guy in your room, and jump into like a VR body, and you could be like some slim trim like.
Oh, you're just living in like a kind of like a Sims world.
Yeah, and everyone in the world was connected to it. So, you might be fucking like maybe somebody across the the world. You don't know them in real life, but that's you guys were doing whatever, or maybe going on a date or hanging out or whatever. And basically like that. But I mean, I was hearing that like if you could do that with like VR, like in real life, you imagine how much money you would make. I mean, sure there'd be groups fighting it, but there's no. I mean, you could probably get rid of a lot of STDs.
It was like that Ready Player One where everyone had.
I didn't see that.
That came out.
I didn't watch that one yet. But yeah, I think so. Like that.
Yeah, kind of the same concept where everybody. I think it'd be kind of cool to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have sex with somebody in there, and again, you see like whatever their avatar is, and you might meet them at some chick. In real life, it might be a guy, but you don't know
some
that.
Big fat dude.
You don't know that, right? I know. Yeah, it might be some guy like, I want to be in a woman's body in the avatar. I want to know what it's like to get fucked. Who knows? I know. But I mean, if you never know, then what's the harm, right?
What was that? What was that game that everybody was playing like 10 years ago? Where
World of Warcraft?
No, it was like where you could go in and you're kind of like you had your own avatar.
Life 2?
Was it Life 2?
Where you could like fly and
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Life 2. If I remember, if that's the one you're talking about.
I think I remember that's kind of the same concept. I mean, I remember everybody used to do that where people would like
just hanging around doing stuff.
Yeah, and people would like, I remember people would like be married in there.
Yeah.
And they would, or they would like live their
fantasies and their lives and stuff in there. Yeah. Then that's basically like a early, like, you know, an alpha or, you know, version of that. You know, you don't feel anything. If you could bring feelings into it, like you could feel the sex, the simulation, that'd be a lot of money. You know, you could patent that and make billions of dollars. I bet you'd put the porn industry probably out of business. You know, nobody would need to. Nobody would need to watch porn and jerk off anymore.
Well, you'd be doing it.
You'd be doing it in a game. Yeah, exactly.
You'd be in a game watching a porn.
You'd be in the game watching porn instead of having sex in there. You'd just be jerking off.
This is virtual porn watching.
This is great. I could jerk off in here as much as I want. I guess if you're one of those guys that once you come and you're done, that might be good because you can keep coming there. But other than that, that's a stupid idea. Well, that's interesting. But I got
another story for us?
Yeah, I got another story. So this poor kid, this 10-year-old kid, he called 911 for help with his math homework.
Why?
So there's Fort Collins Police Department posted a video on Facebook featuring the audio from a 911 call from a boy who was stuck on a long division problem.
Oh, wow.
Basically, his quote was, "Hi, this isn't an emergency, but I'm 10 years old and I'm working on my math homework right now, and I can't figure out what 71 divided by 3052 is." So luckily the dispatcher, Chris Cloud, was able to help the boy find the answer, which was 42.9. He probably just used a calculator. I mean, but they told him, hey, this is for, you know, real emergencies and stuff, and you know, he didn't get in trouble, or he didn't get, you know, he didn't get arrested or anything. But I mean, I guess the kid, you know, maybe his parents didn't teach him what 911 is for. I'm glad he didn't get in trouble, but hopefully he knows now not to call it for, you know, stupid shit. But I would have never done that.
Yeah, I remember one time I dialed 911.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I was a kid, you know.
Yeah.
They're telling us about 911, and I just dialed it, and as soon as somebody like picked up, I freaked out and I hung up the phone.
Oh shit!
And I was like, oh shit! And then like the phone rang after I hung up.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I was like, oh crap! So I picked it up, and they're like, did anybody call 911? And I was like, oh no, it must have been the kids. I tried to make my voice all deep.
Oh, how old were you?
I don't know. I was probably like 10. I was trying to make my voice all deep. Oh no, it must have been the kids. Sorry about that. And I hung up the phone. And I was all
that was it.
Out. Yeah.
Oh man. Even nowadays, I'm sure they would. You know, they'd send a cop out there or something now.
Well, they didn't. They just kind of.
Well, again, this was back in the day, so.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he's fine. This man acting like a kid is fine. I believe him. This 10-year-old boy who's acting like he's 30, I believe his ass.
Yeah, I know, like the high pitched speech.
I know.
Speech voice.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember trying to do a deep voice one time when my cousin and I we called a 1-900 number. Remember those back in the day?
Yeah.
I tried like I was like 12 and I tried to make my voice sound deep, and yeah, she's like, "You're too young for this, boy." She like told me.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Oh man, I was so disappointed. Oh, the good old days. So so I got one last story. This one was pretty shitty. So this Arizona man fakes having Down syndrome, hires women to bathe him and change his diapers.
Total scammer.
This guy, man, he pretended to have Down syndrome. He hired these ladies, these caregivers, to fucking bathe him and change his diapers. And they ended up, you know, finding out like, hey, this guy's not. I mean, he may not be all there, but doesn't have Down syndrome. So he was hiring just all women. And Paul Anthony Menchaca, 31 of Gilbert, Arizona, was arrested on September 6th on fraud and sexual abuse charges. So
like, well, I guess you could get charged for it. Yeah. It's like fraud.
Yeah. Well, he posed as a woman named Amy on a caregiver job site called carelinks.com, saying she needed assistance with her adult son. So he acted like he was the mother. On the site, saying my adult son has Down syndrome. He needs, care. So I guess he just wanted these women to like fucking fondle him and shit. And I guess the first woman saying she bathed and assisted him 30 times.
I don't know how they found out.
He asked caregivers to meet him at restaurants to change his dirty diapers in public bathrooms. I mean, they did all this shit.
That was like,
yeah, and I guess allegedly Amy, which is his mom, his fake mom's name, would text them, which was really him, and telling the caregivers to punish him if he soiled his diaper.
Spank him.
Yeah.
I wonder if did they actually do it?
I don't think so, but the first caregiver became suspicious and followed Menchaca home earlier this month and met his parents. She discovered Menchaca did not have Down syndrome and did not require diaper changes. So she met the parents, and the parents were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So,
man, that takes a lot of balls.
This guy, man.
What the?
He got women to fucking touch his junk and change his diapers and maybe fucking punish him.
I don't know. Maybe this guy's just a genius and he just knows.
I know he found a loophole.
He found a loophole in the system.
He's just having chicks fondle him and fucking help him take a shit and take a piss. He doesn't have to do anything. He gets off and he shits.
Oh man,
I don't know, man, but this idiot got busted for it. Now he's got to go to. I think he's got to get a lawyer up, man.
Well, he's gonna go to jail and there'll be some other guys.
Yeah, I'll fondle you, boy. Well, I'll touch you.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'll be glad to touch you, boy. So yeah, man, I can't believe it. That guy's got balls.
That the guy does that. I don't know. That just seems so wrong. Like I couldn't even look them in the eye when they're bathing me. I have to close my eyes.
I don't know, man.
After the fifth time, I'd feel probably pretty bad about it.
Or you might feel comfortable.
You're just sitting on the top.
I know.
I can live with myself. A little lower.
I know. Oh, don't forget that spot, baby. So yeah, that guy, like I said, a lot of balls. But I don't know what to say, man. That's just so wrong, and then so many levels.
At least they were clean balls.
Yeah, they were clean, I'm sure.
Not anymore. They're probably dirty now that he's
gonna go to jail.
They doesn't have his little ball cleaners.
Yeah. Ball cleaners. All right, well, that's all I got.
All right, so we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're just gonna bullshit for a while. Yeah. So you were sick, and we didn't have time, so we didn't have a topic. So we're just gonna talk bullshit for a little bit, and then we'll end the show. So we can take a break. We'll come back in a little bit.
All right, so we're back. So, a few weeks ago, I got some pretty positive feedback about. Remember those sounds, those weird sounds around the Earth that people don't know about, and they were kind of weirded out.
Yeah, I really liked that episode. Some of those were pretty freaking scary.
They were, yeah. That radio one scared me, but like I said, that also scared me because of Remember I told you I heard that on the radio when I was a kid. So
you're really experienced with it.
Yeah. So. Somebody sent in a message in and they said, "Hey, how come you didn't talk about the well to hell?" So,
yeah, I was kind of wondering why you didn't bring that one up either.
Okay, so it's basically an urban legend. You remember that story about the well to hell?
Yeah.
So basically, allegedly, and I remember hearing about this because Sal Lundy, my cousin, told me about this back in the day on Art Bell. Remember on Coast to Coast. Allegedly, scientists were drilling in Siberia and went too far and ended up punching a hole through hell, where the screams of the damned drifted up to them to hear. Right? You remember that at all?
Yeah, I remember it was like in Russia.
Yeah, in Siberia.
Okay.
So allegedly, like this sound was what they say they found, but I'll play it for you here and let everyone hear the sounds and tell me what you think. So that was basically the gist of the well to hell. So they're saying what the legend was that, like I said, they went down too far. And the story said that in the Russia's Kola Peninsula, in the Scientific American, they went 12 kilometers down too deep, and it was too hot down there. It was like basically 180 degrees. Or allegedly, the story said it was 2,000 degrees. They sent a thermometer down there, and it was 2,000 degrees. So it was so hot down there, and so when they put a mic down there, that's what you heard. That's pretty much fucking impossible to get 2,000 degrees. And I mean it's pretty embellished. And you heard about this, right? You remember hearing about this being a fraud?
Yeah. There's some other versions of it where like the Weekly World News published it, like a kind of a version of it, but it was set like in Alaska.
Oh, really? So they changed their story to their own, huh?
Yeah, so where like there was like 13 miners were killed after Satan came out. The whole like they heard that noise and they recorded it, and then like I guess the devil came out and killed 19 of the miners that were
they were there.
We're digging in the area.
You know, that's right. In '92, I think they wrote that, huh, in Alaska. Yeah, I always thought this was interesting. I remember like when that came out, everyone was kind of freaked out. I mean, like again, when I heard this, it was like late '90s, like early to that, you know.
Yeah.
And I heard it on the radio. I was like, oh shit, man, this is fucking weird. But didn't it also say like it was supposed to be debunked from like a movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess there's some movie that it was from, and like some guy had taken it and sampled it, or taken like the I can't remember what the movie was called though, but I guess he took a piece of the movie, and it had like the same sound effects on it.
Shit, what was it? I had it.
But that I mean, that story got really big. It even like eventually made it its way to the American Christian Trinity.
I was gonna say
Network.
yeah, because I remember they were like talking about like, see, there is a heaven and a hell. You know?
Yeah, they're just claiming that it was like literal proof.
Yeah,
like,
this is proof of it. You need to fucking send all your money to our church. You know, you need to fucking follow us. You know, this is proof. If you don't fucking send your money, devil's coming after you. Yeah, there was. And remember, it led to like Mouse Hole. Do you remember Mouse Hole? Same as that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Mouse Hole was another one that I remember. That story was really good.
I did too.
When I first heard it.
I remember thinking that this is a good story.
Yeah, I remember listening to the broadcast, and it was so interesting because it was pretty close to where we lived at the time.
Yeah, that's what made it even more interesting. It was that bottomless pit. Remember that?
Because we could drive there. We always talked about, we should go drive there and check it out.
I know, but it was supposed to be like so hard to find. Remember?
Yeah, because and then like if you looked it up on like it
was like
on Google Maps, there's like this, it was all blacked out.
Yeah, yeah, that whole area was like blacked out. Like, oh shit, this shit must be real.
Yeah, it made it even more real.
Yeah, like man, I can't believe this. Even the government doesn't want you to find it. Remember that hole was like, remember they put like 15 miles of line down there and it didn't reach, and
yeah, it reached. It threw like a goat in there, didn't it? And it came back alive.
A seal, like it was a seal.
A seal. There you go.
The seal had died.
Oh no, there was a goat, and then like the the goat like ripped apart. There was a seal inside of it.
Oh, it came out.
Yeah, something like that.
That's where it got too hokey. Everything else
Yeah,
is
like
believable.
Go ahead.
No, I said everything else could be believable. The hole could be like, something that went down
Yeah.
like a volcanic something, right?
Yeah, I could see it being just a really deep hole.
Sure. There's things like that around the earth, all over the earth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
that's
remember
totally possible, but
Yeah, I remember first listening to it, like the first couple
few episodes when he came out.
the
Mel
first
Waters.
hour. Yeah, the first hour, it was like, oh man, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
They kept throwing stuff down there, like the government was like wanting to take over
Took
his
his
property
land,
and all
remember?
stuff.
Remember, it was like,
Yeah,
and then he came
and-
home and he was getting booted out.
Yeah, and it sounded kind of it sounded kind of like it would, it could be real. And
Sure.
then like he starts getting a little crazy where they start like things are coming back from the dead and
Yeah. Once that happened, the back from the dead, I was like, okay, I
that
can't
was-
do this anymore.
yeah, it's like I'm done.
Too far.
The story.
Too
the story.
far. Yeah, too far.
Pushed it way too far, bro.
Yeah, I know. Like you had me all the way up to that. I could have believed all this shit. All of this is and it could be real, right? I mean, it could just, like we said, it could be a hole. You could dump shit down there and it never got full. So what, But don't start saying shit started coming back to life. That part, I was like, oh man, fucking had me, guy. I can't believe I was going down your hole.
Oh, we were kids when that came out.
I
so
know.
It was
It was
we were
cool.
Still like it was like middle school.
Yeah, it was
That
cool.
was like
Yeah, because it was brand new.
Yeah, in high school, and then like there wasn't internet back then, so like you couldn't look things up or.
Well, there was
you
nothing
just
that
kept-
we had.
Yeah, you just heard it on
the
the
radio.
radio, and you're like, oh man, maybe it is.
Gotta
true.
be
This
real,
is
right?
no-
The radio was like how the internet is now. Well, it's on the internet. It's gotta
Yeah.
be true.
Yeah. It's on TV.
Yeah, radio doesn't lie. TV doesn't lie.
Uh,
So yeah, I just thought those are all pretty interesting. All these little stories that popped out of that first one. But that well to hell, I remember that where they just like you said, the religious groups jumped on that. And it became like a religious thing, like you better pray, and all this stuff. Or it was interesting. It was interesting, but
yeah.
it's
it was a good hoax.
it was, but
Good.
I've read some boards. The religious folks don't don't think it's a hoax. They still say it's true.
Well, yeah, of course they do.
Yeah,
'cause-
I'm telling you, Logan, you still got to give all your money to the church. Just give you.
Oh, I tithe about 70% of my income.
That's it. I'm at 95.
That's it, yeah. I want to go to heaven. Got to pay my way through.
I know.
You ain't going to heaven for free.
Remember Sopranos, Paulie Walnuts?
Oh, yeah, when he got all
Remember he
pissed
was
off
picking
'cause
up
he
the
was
check
paying all
for
that-
like the church,
Yeah.
like to get their drapes cleaned. He was picking up the check and he got all pissed at the preacher. I fucking been paying for these fucking days.
Yeah,
That's
go
my
get
free
paid
ride
for
to
it.
heaven. You need to make sure this happens. He's all mad at the preacher. He was pissed. Remember Paulie Walnuts would get mad. Good show. But anyway, yeah, the Well to Hell. So somebody wrote in about that. I thought I'd play it. I didn't play it back
kinda-
then because I knew for a fact that it was a hoax, so I didn't play it on that show. But it was a good clip, and I liked it. And if you really believe it, you could believe that is something like hellish.
Yeah.
Because
And-
I did back in the day.
Yeah,
I thought it was
and
weird.
It's easy. It's funny how people can believe in hoaxes, and even though they're proven to be false, people will still believe in them.
Yeah.
Because there's probably still people. There's still people that talk about Mel's hole.
Yeah, I'm sure
that
there
bring it
are.
up. Because I've seen it a couple times on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Like a year ago, people brought it up.
Still
thinking that it's real.
Oh man.
And I know this. That hoaxes can get out of hand.
Sure.
Because one time,
Uh-oh. Oh shit.
I used to work at a library,
Okay.
and before I worked there, there was people had thought it was kind of haunted. They would drive by because it had a second story,
Mm-hmm.
and when people would drive by, they said they would see people on the top because there was nobody up there. The thing was closed down. They pretty much shut it down.
There used to be a museum up there, wasn't it, at one point?
Yeah, it was a museum, and then they took all the stuff out and they moved it, so there was nothing up there.
Okay.
But people would drive by and they would claim they would see people dancing or like walking up, like because you could look through the window kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And they would claim that there was like something up there, would be looking out at them. or like when people were in the library, they would, they could hear like knocking and just, footsteps and just stuff like that. Yeah,
I got you.
And
if I remember right, it was
just
an old
good.
building, wasn't it?
It was a fucking old building.
Yeah, so that shit was creaking and settling, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I worked at that place for probably 4 years.
Okay.
And when I there was a time, it was a little bit around April. It was April Fool's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was around April Fool's, like a couple weeks before. I thought it'd be funny to make a video claiming that there was ghosts there.
Oh.
And so what I did was I took a couple I took some fishing wire, and I just kind of hooked it to the books, and I set up cameras, and in the video I claimed, I was like, hey, we had an investigation team come in, and they looking for, because people thought the place was haunted.
Mm-hmm.
So we just took we got
fueling it.
Got people.
You're fucking
Yeah,
fueling it.
So we got people coming in to see if it was really haunted, if the room was true. So I said, I just took my phone, put it on a little stand, and then I would take some books, hook it up to the fishing wire, and I'd pull them off. So it looked like the books were being pulled off the shelves.
Oh my god.
So I did this, I did this to a couple of the rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and did and I would make a little story, and then like downstairs, there's a downstairs area where there was some furniture, and I hooked up the things of the fishing wire to the furniture, and I pulled that too, so it looked like the furniture would be moving.
Nice.
So I put a couple of the shots together, and I said, we did an investigation, and this is what we saw. And then I put it on YouTube. And basically, and then from YouTube, I put it on my Facebook account, and pretty much the whole fucking town went apeshit crazy. And it was like everybody was coming in asking,
Oh my God.
we had the paranormal team coming in asking if they can investigate the building.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we got like everybody. There were people who would stop coming into the library because they were confirmed. Their suspicions were confirmed that it was haunted, so they would never go in there.
God. Okay.
And so it got to the point where for that small town, I mean, the video got like maybe about 11,000 views.
Damn.
And
just from your fucking fake shit.
Yeah, for that video. So like it was just like and at the end of the video it says like it was a small lettering, but it said that it was a fake video. It was for April Fools.
This was made by the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, basically it said that it was fake at the end of it.
Yeah.
And people still would come in and they would talk about, this place is haunted because I saw the video, and it's haunted. Have you ever seen anything? And I would always tell them, no, there's nothing. It was a hoax video. But they would still not believe me.
Oh, they would argue with you.
They would argue with me, and I'm like, he's like, well, you didn't see the video. It's like, I fucking made the video, so I know that it's.
I don't need to see it, asshole.
Yeah, and then like when I I don't have to see it. I made it. I have it on my hard drive at home.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where like Halloween came, and so the local newspaper came in asking about the hauntings at the library.
Okay.
And so they wanted to publish a story and like go through the whole thing and investigate it. And so the library said it was okay, but they didn't like the idea because I told them that it was fake, and they were like, I was like, what?
Yeah, you just shit on my story.
Yeah, so the story was basically that it was fake, but it was like, but when they wrote the story in the newspaper, it was still like, it still might be haunted. I was like, it's not fucking haunted.
I work here.
I work here.
I don't experience anything. I'm here the most. You guys are here for like 20 minutes at a time. So even though you told them, and even though the video said at the end, they would not believe it.
Nope. People still thought it was.
Well,
About 90% of the people who thought would come in and ask about it, even if I told them that I made the video, that the video it says that it's fake at the end, they still wouldn't believe me.
Jeez. So people want to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah. Just like Mel's hole.
Just like Mel's hole, right? Just like the well to hell, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just funny how hoaxes can. People just kind of hold on to it, no matter what. If you really want to believe it, you're just gonna.
I wonder why you wouldn't.
Believe it,
I wonder why you wouldn't. I mean, especially with something like that, it's like it has nothing to do with your belief or a religious aspect. I mean, you're not gaining any monetary. Like people believing there's no monetary gain for them to believe it. Why do you have to be stuck on it?
I think because maybe people don't like to be fooled, and the fact that they,
But a lot of people believed in Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, people don't like to be fooled, and when they are fooled, they kind of like still kind of embrace it. I think just because they don't want to admit the fact that they were wrong.
Yeah. Still, but why argue about it? If you're fooled, then it's like, all right, I won't be pushing this propaganda anymore. I just won't be telling anybody. I won't be acting like I believed it. That's so weird, but you're right. That's you tried to tell everyone, and they still don't want to hear it. I wonder if they still believe that. Like, does that video still get a lot of comments and stuff on it?
Not as much as it used to. After about a year, it just kind of died out because everybody had already seen it.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I remember I would go to the schools to like promote the library, and like probably 50% of the questions was like, is the library haunted?
Yes, please come in. You're guaranteed to see.
Learn to read, kids. Go stay in school.
Learn to read so you won't believe these stupid stories. Man, that's crazy. I didn't. You know what? I've still never seen that video. I've heard you talk about it, but I don't want to see it because I might believe it. I don't know if I can believe you. You might be lying to me. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's funny. That's too funny. And it's funny that the newspaper were probably like really pissed. Like, you just shit on the cornflakes.
Yeah, basically, yeah, he was. Because I remember the guy was all pissy when he came down.
Yeah. How about the people that asked to do the seances? Did they claim anything, or any of the people doing?
No, they just asked, but they wouldn't because they wanted to spend the night.
Oh,
in the library.
They're like, nah.
And it's like, yeah, we don't want you guys running around here, fucking doing stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Too liable and.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess so next week we should be back on normal. Like I said, I was sick this last week, so I apologize everyone for not having an actual topic. It was just Logan and I bullshitting this week. Hopefully people aren't pissed off about it, but if you are, just wait for next week.
Sorry.
Yeah. I have one last tidbit of news to go on that has to do with everything else we've been talking about. A YouTuber named Cosmic posted a video on his YouTube channel showing him beat the 1985 Super Mario Brothers in 4 minutes and 55 seconds, 913 milliseconds. That's a world record.
Oh crap!
Yeah, man. So
what was the record? Was the record pretty? But how much did he beat it by?
The original one was. They just said the first guy posted it was the first one to beat it under 5 minutes in 2010.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing that. That was like a year or two ago, wasn't it?
In 2010, that guy did that. But
oh, really? That long ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
God, it seems like it was not that long ago.
And he beat his old record of 4 minutes and 56 minutes. 4 minutes and 56 seconds. So he beat it by a second.
Huh.
Yeah, so these speedruns, man. Sometimes I get hooked on these. I watch these sometimes.
Oh, do you watch them?
Yeah, I watch speedruns sometimes. Because, there was games that were hard back then that I like, man, this was so tough. And sometimes, I'll send games that, Sal Lundy and I used to play, like Batman. Do you remember Batman on the Nintendo? That game was impossible, and I watched a guy beat it he just fucking goes right through. I was like, fuck this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I remember this game, we couldn't beat it. It was impossible. And you see people now just jump right through things, no problem.
That's crazy. Yeah. Some people just play them like nothing.
They still play them, man. They still play these games, and they're good at them. And that's what they do is they post videos and they get a lot of views. Like jackasses like me who nostalgic enough to want to watch them, and they're pretty good. So,
I do. I used to watch some of the Mario Brother ones.
Yeah, because it was impressive.
Because that was the one game that I always had because we were all poor and that was like the only game that came with it.
And it was good. I mean, you could play that. It had good replay value.
Yeah, you could play it over and over again.
You could play every day, and you were like, man, you could suck on this level that you did good on yesterday, and vice versa, and you could never get to Bowser, and it was fun. Those were fun games.
Yeah, that and Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt was good for 2 minutes. And once that dog started laughing at you when you started missing the dog,
I know you get all pissed off.
Fuck you, dog.
I remember you fucking yelling at the dog.
Yeah, fuck you. Be trying to shoot at the dog. Oh, Duck Hunt. Fucking asshole dog. So yeah, so I just thought I'd throw that tidbit out. Good job, Cosmic. I have to watch that video now. I haven't watched it yet, but I'll watch it as soon as it's done.
All right.
Well, that's it, folks. We'll have a topic again next week, so join us next week, and we'll be glad to have you.
So have a good morning, evening, or night, and we'll see you next week. Stay strange.
Bye-bye.
If you enjoy the show, please go to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you're listening, and please give us a good rating. If you want to share a story or have ideas for a future episode, you're welcome to visit us at www.thestrangepodcast.com. We look forward to hearing from you.